Today I'm going to be talking about the best way to start Semi Freeform Dreads. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Atreyu Locs channel. Hi, I'm Atreyu, a semi-freeformer who is dedicated to bringing you the best tips to grow a healthy set of locks. If this is your first time, make yourself comfortable. I am glad to have you. So first off, it is a chilly fall Friday, let me just tell you, and for that reason I have my warm coffee, which is smoking. You guys probably can't see the steam there, but yeah, I am kind of cold right now, so I got this coffee right here to keep me warm. Secondly, I just want to thank all of you who saw last week's video and who left me very kind comments. It's always tough when you lose somebody you love, you know? But it definitely helps to have such a wonderful, supportive community. So thank you guys. And for those of you who left longer comments, I have not gotten to them. I did see that you wrote me, but I wanted to wait until I had a moment to respond appropriately. I hate when I leave long comments for someone and then they leave me like a couple of words. It's like, really? I just invested all that time and energy and good vibes into this comment, and really that's all you got for me? So I never want to do that to you guys. So I always, if I don't have time, I wait until I do have time to respond appropriately. So your responses are on the way. I just wanted to let you know. So yeah, which method is the best way to semi-freeform or to start semi-freeform dreads? Well, honestly guys, it just depends on what length you're starting with. Imagine if you have super short hair, maybe you've had like a fade and you know, you've kept your hair pretty low most of the time, but all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, I want dreads, I want semi-freeform dreads. But your hair isn't really long enough for anyone to like grab and install comb coils or 2-strand twists or plaits, or even long enough to interlock or use the instant dread method on, right? But you still want your dreads, you want to get started, you want to be in the game. Well, for people who have shorter hair, I would say that either the towel method, and I've heard that the microfiber towel works best, or the sponge method. Those are best for starting locks out, you know, when you have really short hair. Now, between the towel method and the sponge method, I would venture to guess that if you're looking for a more uniform look, then the sponge method will probably get you closer to that. Not that, you know, every lock will be uniform. Obviously that depends on the different densities and the various areas of your head, right? But the reason that I say that it would probably lend for a more uniform look is because it has the holes, as you guys know. And so that is an opportunity where your hair can gather in relatively equal amounts, ultimately forming quasi-uniform locks. Versus the towel method, I feel like it would just more so depend on the pressure that you're applying to the towel in the different areas of your head, and so you could have locks of varying sizes. But if you're semi-freeforming, then maybe lock size or uniformity doesn't really matter for you, right? Because you're semi-freeforming. Basically, you're just trying to get locks started. So I would say if you have shorter hair that is not long enough that where it can be grabbed to start 2-strand twists or even comb coils or the instant dread method or interlocking, things like that, then yeah, the sponge and the towel definitely should work best for you. If you have longer hair, like I did when I started my lock journey, then yeah, you could use the towel method or the sponge, but I feel like that kind of gets a little bit like dicey. Also, I think that you would really run the risk of experiencing some serious shrinkage. I mean, and everyone else who gets comb coils, you experience shrinkage anyway, but I feel like starting out with 2-strand twists especially, or braids, like you kind of minimize that shrinkage. You're still gonna have shrinkage, but you kind of minimize it to a certain degree. Versus like using the towel or the sponge, Yeah, you're creating the sections, which is ultimately what you want, but I just feel like it's a little bit dicier, and the towel and the sponge just don't work as well as some of the other methods, like the instant dreadlock method or the comb coil method, which is the one I used, or the plaits or the 2-strand twists. That's just my personal opinion, and obviously I'm biased to comb coils because that's how my mom started my locks, so take it for what it is worth. So when it comes to which method is best for semi freeform dreads, hey, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you are notified every single time I upload. How about that? Once again, I just say it depends on the length of your hair and how big of a rush you are into having locks. Obviously, if you want locks like yesterday, then maybe you should consider the instant dreadlock method, right? But if you have long hair and you're more all about like the process and nurturing it and just kind of watching all the changes happen with time, then some of the other methods are definitely better suited for you, like comb coil method. I still say to this day that my first year was the most exciting year of my lock quest because my hair changed in so many different ways over that first year. Now you might think that the later years would be more exciting because I have more length and they're mature, but the truth is, yes, I have more length and yes, they're definitely more mature, but you don't see your locks change that much. They just get longer and you lose some of the frizz, especially on the older parts of the locks. But in terms of like seeing loose hair, that new growth, turn into like a bud, and then seeing that turn into a lock, and then seeing the shrinkage happen, and then seeing like it like mature, like it's just an amazing process, all the while seeing the length differences and things like that. So for those of you who are just starting out, definitely savor your first year. Regardless of what method you choose, savor it. I'm willing to bet it will be your most exciting year. So be sure to drop down below and let me know what method you think is best to start semi freeform dreads. Quite honestly, since they're semi freeform dreads, I don't think it really matters all that much. I mean, you're gonna end up in the same place, a place where you do maintenance every once in a while, but for the most part, you're gonna be letting them do what they do. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. If you choose to love, do so unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. This is Atreyu Locs, and I will see you next week. Peace.